All right, morning everybody. This is Ham Solo, Kilo Zero, Foxtrot Yankee Romeo. I have landed in Salt Lake City, and I am now going to do a test on programming a Baofeng UV 82 HP using the TidRadio high performance Bluetooth wireless cable programmer. And so let's get this started. All right, so I'm sitting under a pavilion at some random park that's maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles from the airport. I'm looking at the airport tower right now, Salt Lake City. And so let me show you a little bit of what I got sitting here. So obviously got my Ham Solo. I have my iPad because this is a Bluetooth programming app, and so I'm going to be using my iPad in order to do the Bluetooth app connection. I have a Baofeng, and this one has just been wiped. Frequency mode. And so it is now just back to reset all on the Baofeng. And this is the UV 82 HP. Got a Nagoya antenna on it, and that's just because that's the one that I put on first. I have the stock antenna here. It's not going to make any difference. I'm just trying to program it. I have a hotspot, so I'll have internet access. And then I have the TidRadio wireless programmer. And so inside this box, like I showed you on the unlock video or the opening video of the bag, got the computer programming pamphlet. And this just basically tells you how to get the app downloaded on your phone. There's not really any other information on it as far as actual programming. Also in the box is the charging cable. It recommends charging it up fully before you start, and so I charged it yesterday. It took maybe 20-30 minutes to charge it to full. I have the TidRadio wireless Bluetooth programmer, and this says model number TDBL-1, and from what I'm understanding, this is possibly the second version of it, because it has a USB-C charger instead of a USB mini or micro like the first one had. And when you plug it in, it's going to be facing up when you plug it in, and apparently the original model faced down when you plugged it in. And so this is I guess the second version of it. So in order to get started, they tell you to charge this thing up for 1 hour, which I did, to get it to fully charged. You're then going to be watching a little light that comes on the front. When it's red, or it looked purple to me, when it's red, that's when it's charging. When it's green, it's fully charged. And then when it's blue, that's when it's in Bluetooth transmit. And so it'll connect to the radio. There's a power button on the back side here. So you press that power button, that's what's going to turn that on. And other than that, all you really need is either your phone or an iPad or a Android device, because they have the app inside the book can work on either. And so they'll give you a list of supported radio models. On this one, a lot of the different Baofengs on the front. TidRadio has their versions of also those same models. There is, let's see, RT. I don't remember the RT Systems radios. Radioddity radios, two-way radios. There's only two versions of that. And then there's a couple different beta versions of some other brands. I'm not recognizing any of the numbers, but it looks pretty much like a Baofeng, B-Tech, Alinco, Redivus, those types of radios. Other than that, it goes directly into downloading the app. And so you can download the app either on Google Play, or you can use the App Store for Apple. When you get the app downloaded, I have seen some people complain about that, because they say it's pretty much like a social media type of thing. You can enter, your personal data or your nickname or your date of birth or whatever, and you can set up where you can communicate with other people through the app. And you know, I'm not really interested. I just pretty much want to program the radio. And so once you get the thing downloaded, then you're able to go into doing the programming. And so it'll tell you after the Bluetooth programmer is turned on with the indicator light is blue, you're going to plug it into the radio and you're going to connect Bluetooth and radio in the app. So let's go ahead and do that. So I got the radio is sitting here. It is on. I've opened up the little side flap. I have the large and small circular connector. Again, on this one, large and small circular connector. I'm going to plug it into the radio. It's seated firmly in there. I'm able to still hold the radio because it's pointing up. I'm going to turn the power on. The little blue light has come on. You can see that there in the video. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect that to the app. And so on my device, I went to the App Store, downloaded the app yesterday, and so I have the Oddmaster app right there. I'm going to click on it. It's wanting me to log in. I guess you're going to set that up when you download the app. So log in. All right. Going to do the I think the next step is go to Bluetooth. Alright, it just says make sure your Bluetooth is enabled. So do not pair, just make sure the Bluetooth is on. My Bluetooth is on. Pair with the programmer within the app. So I'm going to hit program. I'm going to see connect Bluetooth. I see TidRadio kit with a little dash that's off. I guess I'm going to click that on. So it says that its kit is on. Select model. This is a Baofeng. I'll just go to Baofeng. UV82, and they have UV82, UV82 version B, UV82L. Don't know which one, just pick version B. And then after I select, let's see, turn that on, TidRadio kit displayed. Going to the next page. This is step 5, select model. And then it should read. So the third button down, so Bluetooth on, select your model, and then read. And it looks like it's connected to the radio. I can see the radio light blinking on and off. I don't really see anything as far as blinking on and off of the TidRadio module. But it looks like it is trying to read the radio. There's a status bar, but it's only gone just a little bit. And so not sure if that is a problem with the version. It is not proceeding. Let's see. So in the instructions it says, if you can't read from the radio, you have to make sure that the Bluetooth programmer is pressed in firmly, as in some radios it's a little stiff, causing a bad connection. It's better to hold tightly when reading. Oh. So hold the unit tightly against the radio when you're trying to read. And I am doing that, and it is still not really proceeding. So I'm thinking that I just have the wrong radio selected. Alright, so I'm going to say that that is probably the wrong radio version. So there is an X that's on the screen, and so I can hit an X to stop it. I'm going to reselect the radio. Let's just say it's a UV82 instead of UV82 version B. And then we're going to try and read again. Oh, it's reading it like a champ now. So the little blue light is blinking quite a bit. I can see the progress bar on the thing is reading the radio. So I just picked the wrong version of radio. So save programming to receive transmit list. Okay, save. Okay, and then repeater. All right. So at the bottom of the screen, and let's see if I can screen record this at the same time. So I'm going to record. All right. So at the bottom of the screen, I have 3 buttons that I get to select: either write, receive, or transmit list, and repeater. Now I'm recording the screen. That's probably what I'll superimpose here on the phone so you can see it. I'm going to pick the repeater list. It's asking me to know my precise location, and I'm going to say allow while using app. Repeater. All right, so it did show up several different repeaters in the area. Right now, I've got one that is within 3/4 of a mile. It is a UHF repeater. It just says Salt Lake City, Salt Lake. It is W0HU is the call sign for the repeater. The next one is about 1.5 miles away. It's also UHF. There's another one that's 2 3/4 miles away, UHF. The closest VHF one is on Ensign Peak, KC7 IIB. And so I'm going to program these into the radio and see what happens. So the first one, it gives me the band, the downlink and uplink channels, the tone, the offset, call sign, open user, wide area coverage, features. And so if I want to import that into the radio, I just click the bottom button, import. And you get to pick your channel. And so I guess I would hit channel 1. Repeater. Not sure what I do if I want to import it. Oh, I see. So I pick the word channel at the top, and that automatically saves it into whatever channel that I'm putting it in. So I'm doing, I'm just going to do the top 5 or 6 repeaters until I get to the VHF one. 4, 5. Import. Right. And so I imported those. I've now gone back to here. I'm writing it to the radio, so the little blue light is flashing a lot quicker, and it is now putting it into the radio. I'll click save, and I'm going to call this SLC repeaters. Confirm. All right. So now I have those written into the radio. I will unplug the little dongle. I'll go ahead and just turn it off. And then I need to get my my radio into channel mode. And so I'm going to have to look that up because I don't remember how to do it, so stand by. Alright, sorry about that. It's been a long time since I used this radio. So basically, to switch from my VFO mode, which is what I'm in, and move over to the channel programming mode, or the channel mode, which is what I just programmed the radios in, I have to turn the radio off, and then I'll hold menu on this radio, and I turn the power button on. and that put it in frequency mode, and it's supposed to be the same thing in order to switch back. Alright, after a little bit of trial and error, and this battery that I had charged up yesterday just died. So I got my high capacity battery on, and what I found was when I was programming in those repeaters, which was basically just, I would click on the repeater and I would say, okay, I want you to go to channel 1, I want to go to the next repeater to channel 2, and then write it to the radio. It was writing, but I was not able to go into channel mode for some reason. And so after I had reset this radio, it was in frequency mode. And so when I tried to hold down the menu button and turn the power on, it would just stay in frequency mode the whole time. Frequency mode, and it wouldn't let me go to channel mode. What I found in the software was when I clicked on, there's two buttons that you saw on the screen earlier, but basically up at the top there is a channel button, which is where you're setting all your individual radio channels, and then there's a function button, which is like the general settings of when you're doing programming. And in that general settings, there's a tab quite a ways down that says which work mode do you want to be in, and so I had initially had that in frequency mode, and that's all it would let it do. It would only let it work in frequency mode. So I'm not sure if that's a specific thing to the TidRadio programmer, but when I put it in channel mode and then wrote all those things back to the radio, now I have it showing up as my my channel modes. And so it's channel 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what I programmed those repeaters. And so I now have those set in the radio. It wrote it right away, Bluetoothed it into the radio, and basically now I would be ready to transmit. And so again, this was on the fly. This thing picked up those repeaters based on my location, and so all I had to do was hit that repeater button at the bottom of the screen. So when I'm in this, it doesn't matter which button up here I'm in, channel or function. When I hit that repeater button at the bottom, it looks up based on GPS from your tablet or whatever, the repeaters that are closest to you. And so I programmed in the first 3 of these the first 5 of the Salt Lake City repeaters, including the VHF one. And so they should be in the radio. They wrote to channel 1 through 5. And so I could go ahead and just key up on one and see if it's programmed incorrectly. Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo, asking for a radio check. I can't tell.
2.
Woo! That was loud.
A7CSW repeater system.
So I don't know if that first one's not on.
3, 2, 1.
Let's check that one again. I'm not getting any squelch toll or anything, so I can't tell if that one's on, but the number 2 repeater's on. This is K7CSW in Salt Lake City. This is Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo, asking for a radio check on this repeater, K0FYR. Okay.
K7JL remote.
K7JL remote. This is Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo, asking for a radio check, K0FYR. Okay, that is KC7IIB. Let's try that again. This is Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo asking for a radio check. K0FYR. Well, I'll tell you what. Regardless if anybody responded to me, I programmed in 5 repeaters, the first 5 that popped up, and they all came back, and I could hear squelch returns on a couple. I heard a CWID on the other, and so my tones are correct. The frequency input and transmit are correct, and that was all done with the Bluetooth programmer. So that's a pretty interesting function to be able to go into any location using the Wi-Fi locator in your app, whether it's a phone, iPad, Android, whatever, and be able to find the closest repeater, automatically program those in, and just assign them to whatever memory channel that you want, and now you have access to repeaters in that local area. And so that's pretty impressive. The function of the unit, I'm going to have to check on why is it not letting it go in between VFO and memory mode. Now, again, I just wiped this radio this morning, so I could have done something to it, which is not making it to work right, to not go back into VFO mode. And so it's in channel mode. I'm holding menu button down. I'm turning the power on. It's still in channel mode. And so not really sure what that programming issue is, whether it is, just because of the software here. I don't understand why it wouldn't let it go back into VFO mode. I do not have my programming cable, unfortunately. I don't have my computer software. This was a radio I was planning on selling, and so that's kind of my fault on that one. But right now, as of right now, this thing works, and it works really well. And again, this is just using the app, and so I didn't even go to the computer program. There is a PC program version of this, which I'll probably get more into, obviously, in another video. I don't want to tie this video up too much. And so, as of right now, my initial insight into this TidRadio programmer is the Bluetooth connected right away. I didn't need any type of drivers or anything to install. As soon as I hooked this up, went to the app, hit Bluetooth, and then sit there and hit repeater list, it automatically loaded in those 5 repeaters that I said do channel 1 through 5. It automatically loaded them in. The tones are correct. The channels are correct, and they're all in there. K0FYR. And it keyed up in everything. So right now, this this programmer is pretty awesome. And so that was a very neat feature. And this is just the very beginning. So I'll probably do another video on this because, again, I didn't even tiptoe near some of the social things that you could do on this app, let alone do any of the PC programming. Like if you wanted to import an entire bank of channels, I believe all you got to do is just import a write file, and you can put it on this and then clone it to multiple radios. And so that'll be an additional little feature that I'll probably show in a subsequent video. This was a lot, just trying to do this into one video, which was pretty impressive. So let's just let's cut it there, and we'll do some more on this over the next week. I'll be here for a week, and see if I can get out here and program some more stuff in this. I'm probably gonna kill this battery because I didn't bring a charger or nothing. So I'm gonna turn it off for now. I'll unhook it, and then that way I don't drain all the battery out. So in the meantime, this is Ham Solo, K0FYR, initial TidRadio reaction for the Bluetooth programmer, and right now I've got a thumbs up, and so more to follow. Appreciate you watching, and we'll check on the next video. 73.